Even though top mid and mid control in general may already be known to an extent, I feel there are still some things that are being missed when you are taking this very important area of the map. First, I just want to talk about the minimum pieces of utility that you need for mid control at a decent level or even above. These are the window smoke, top mid smoke, and also the connector molotov and top mid flash. Each of these you can throw in different ways, just like the standard 128 tick window smoke for example. You can push yourself against this bin, aim in this general little square area. It isn't completely specific, so don't really worry about that. And while holding down the D key, use a jump throw bind and that will land perfectly in window for you. Another window smoke you can actually use if you know the enemy AWPer is molotoving off your window smoke constantly and it's sort of messing you guys up. You can throw this smoke instead, and I found it from Inters. You do it by getting aligned on the end of this point while crouch aiming on the top of the balcony guard and then moving forwards until your crosshair meets the chair and jump throw. The smoke cannot actually be molotoved off at all like I just said, so make sure to be using it if the enemy side keeps messing up your standard window smoke with a molotov. With the top mid smoke, you can throw this by standing in one of the standard places by getting on top of the bin, aiming against the aerial and left click throwing. But depending on your spawn guys, you might also want to use a different one. So on this side, you can push yourself in the corner here, aim on this aerial instead of the other one and use a left click throw as well. When it comes to the connector molotov, yes you can just throw it on the fly if you are wanting to. However, this can be a little bit hard without the experience of throwing it with the top mid smoke in place a lot of the time. So for this, I'll give you a lineup here, and if you come against the corner, aim up to the top of the roof in line here and left click throw. It is very important that it lands on this little ledge as you want to ensure you deny an AWP peeking from that position. There are many different flashes you can also throw when taking top mid depending exactly what you are wanting to achieve. As long as you use the top mid smoke, then you can cross to boxes without the need to flash window. So I'm going to show you how to flash off the connector player instead, as that is the most important one. If you just get in this general area and then left click a flash through this gap, this will work for any CTs that are pushing up towards top mid aggressively and also playing connector. You can also throw a flash just like this while running towards middle, and it is a great one to use as well because it works to push off the connector player, anyone who's playing close, and also the window player if there is an AWPer there. Now that you've actually got top mid control, you now have multiple choices of what you can be doing. Either you can take connector control, window control, or even ladder control. Now the most standard of these three, and common should I say, will be the connector control position, and some smokes that you can throw from top boxes here will be the short one first by getting in this little corner, aiming on this aerial and left click throwing. While also staying in the same position, you can throw a top connector smoke. Now I actually use a FOV of 68, so keep that in mind while you are doing this, and if you want to look your own up, just open up a console, type in view model, and then it will pop up on the little drop down box. So the way I throw this smoke on FOV 68 is by putting the end of my pin of the smoke just covering this part of the aerial and use a left click throw. And obviously the third smoke you can also throw from this position is the window smoke by getting against the back wall, aiming on the aerial and run throwing. The best flashbang that I can suggest for connector after throwing this top con smoke will be one from the same position as the same smoke. It's quite handy that all of these are actually from the same position. So if you just find the cross section in this little box area and left click throw, that will pop towards connector. However, keep in mind if someone is headshot tucked at like a pixel angle, they won't get flashed, but anyone on the left side, even watching underpass, will get full flashed. So overall guys, just to make sure you take it step by step really, you first want to be using the window smoke, top mid smoke, molotov for connector, and then the flash top mid to get behind boxes. After now you are behind top boxes, you can use these different variations of the three smokes that I've shown you to get either connector control, ladder control, or window control. Having this area of the map is super important in Mirage because it gives you the option later on in the round to go for an A split or a B split if you want. For the CT side, the way that you take mid control is just like the T side in having lots of utility, and depending how long you've been playing CS for, you will probably know of this smoke for top middle that Australians always used to throw back in their day. Now you don't actually have to be throwing this smoke if you don't want to, as it really does depend on how early you're wanting to contest towards mid. However, if you're wanting to throw this smoke, you get yourself in this corner, aim to the height of the wires, run forwards, shift to slow yourself down, then jump through when your crosshair hits this wall. Following this, guys, you can have a teammate who jumps out of window towards top middle who can be throwing a Molotov behind the smoke that you just threw in order to put lots of pressure in this position just in case the enemy does try to push through. Keep in mind, guys, whoever is running up top mid here should go anti-flash just for a brief second, just to make sure if the T side does actually flash through it and push through it aggressively, you don't get caught off. While this player is pushing up top middle with a Molotov, you can have one of your B players, preferably the connector stairs player, just to run jump throw flashes over this building to try catch any T's off that are trying to push through the smoke. From this, the top mid player can use this little cubby that I've seen Glaze actually use in the past just by watching underpass and listening for any sound top mid like flashes, smokes, or etc. Having this one player staying in boxes on top mid can allow for your team to rotate players off to other areas of the map to help out like A site or B site. Something you can always do if you're a connector player is right click a throw into this corner while running to this position to stop the enemy from molotoving you off, hopefully being able to catch someone off who is crossing towards top boxes. For short, you can throw this one-way smoke by getting into this corner, aiming on the dot and then left click throwing. This can also be used to look over the top of it, and it also helps you to contest this area of the map, and again, just like the connector smoke, try get some kills. Overall, there are many different ways that you can play this area of the map. However, whatever you want to be playing on middle Mirage, you do really need to have teamwork on both the T and CT side to keep this map control going. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you are new to the channel. It's always nice to see new people enjoy my content. It's been Glaze, guys, and I'll speak to you very, very soon.